Veranda IAS, where your dream becomes reality.
Hello everyone, welcome to the daily current affair video from Veranda IAS. So I hope everyone is doing well and good. So today we'll be discussing some important current affair topics from the date of 6th, 7th and 8th of May of 2023, and let us also have some in-depth analysis of very important current affair topics. So without wasting much time, let us proceed further to the first topic, that is government program for non-communicable diseases renamed. So that is the news headline. Now let us see what is this news context all about. So the existing National Program for Prevention and Control of Cancer, Diabetes, Cardiovascular Diseases and Stroke, called as NPCDCS. So this program has been renamed as the National Program for Prevention and Control of Non-Communicable Diseases, called as NPNCD. So this is the overall context. So we can see that such a kind of a decision have been taken amid the widening coverage and expansion of the non-communicable diseases and the support that the government has to do with respect to it. So we can see that a lot of non-communicable diseases are creating a menace, especially with respect to the middle class and lower middle class kind of a people. For example, like that of alcohol fatty liver diseases, the chronic kidney diseases, where dialysis kind of very expensive treatment is very needed. So we can see that all this kind of a treatment needs a kind of a help and support from the government. So decision of renaming this program comes up during the widening coverage and expansion of the program to the extended non-communicable diseases also. That is why we are saying that addition of many new diseases or disease groups and new health initiatives are coming every year under the central and state government also. So here the most important thing is that you should clearly able to understand which is the ministry that goes or decides for the renaming of the portal. Yes, you said it right. That is the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, or MOHFW. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare is the ministry that decides for the renaming of the portals as said. So what is the objective of this program? Why we need such kind of a program for non-communicable diseases? This is very important, especially with respect to GS2 governance, with respect to services related to health. What are the schemes we are going to come up with? Okay, GS2. So do not forget to map each of this topic with your syllabus also. So this enables population enumeration. We should have a kind of a database with ourselves about how many people are suffering from cancer diseases, how many people are suffering from chronic kidney diseases. So such kind of enumeration, population enumeration will happen, risk assessment will happen, screening for 5 common NCDs, non-communicable diseases like that of hypertension, diabetes, oral, breast and cervical cancers for the population aged above 30 years of age. So we can see that all these kind of non-communicable diseases are being enumerated under this government program, which is now renamed to National Program for Prevention and Control of Non-Communicable Diseases. Okay, is it clear? Yes, we can proceed further. Now let us go on to the second most very important topic that we are seeing over the last 1 week. Daily we are seeing some kind of violence that is happening in Manipur. Right, we are daily constantly we are hearing the news as a headlines in the newspaper. So it is very much important for us to clearly understand what is this violence in Manipur is. So we can see such kind of violence in Manipur has been witnessing clashes between different ethnic groups since last February 2023. So from February it is there, but why it recently came into the news over the from about 3rd of May. So we can see the group in Manipur, that is a non-tribal group, is called as Meitei, M-E-I-T-E-E-I, Meitei group, M-E-I-T-E-I. That they are the non-tribal group of Manipur. What they need, they wanted to be included in the scheduled tribe category. So that is a thread, or that is a base for all the violences that is happening in Manipur as such. That is the non-tribal Meitei community have or need to be, they wanted themselves to be included in the scheduled tribal group as such. So what happened is that on May 3rd, a tribal student union organized a march to the protest against this demand made by the non-tribal Meitei community in to be included in the scheduled tribe group. So in that protest, we can see that it became a violent protest when some protesters set fire to houses and shops. Then it started to stir some violence among the society. And here recently we can see that the police imposed a curfew and shoot at sight orders to control the situation. So we can see the situations are very, very severe over the last days. Okay, so now let us clearly understand what is the background between the violence that is happening in Manipur. As a civil service aspirant, as a one who follow up the current affair, it is very important for us to understand. So the tussle or this kind of violence between ethnic groups of Manipur has a long history of political, economic, and cultural grievances, starting with respect to their geography. Manipur's geography. How? So we can see that Manipur's geography is dominated by the non-tribal group called as the Meitei group, who constitute more than 64% of the state's population. That is, more than 64% of the state population is being held by the non-tribal Meitei group. And also, if you see the kind of a geography, the 10% of the Manipur state is the valley area. Valley area. Okay, so valley area covers the 10% of Manipur state. So this valley area is where the Meitei communities is being located. And also, not only with respect to population, they also have some majority with respect to political representation also. That is, out of the total 60 MLAs being contributed to the state legislative assembly, the 40 MLAs are coming from this Meitei community itself. Then what about the rest of the geography? That is, 90% of the rest of the geography are the hills or the mountains. So in these hills or the mountains, we can see that tribal people are living. So which are the important tribes living in there? We can see the tribes like that of Naga tribes, then Kuki tribes. So Naga, Kuki tribes are the tribes which are living in the 90% of the geographical area of the hilly region of Manipur. But in the 10% of the valley area, 64% of the population in the Meitei community is living. So we can see that geographically, even though they are spread only in a very less area in the valley area, but population wise they are dominating. And since 2012, these Meiteis have been demanding a scheduled tribe status for themselves. So why these Meiteis are demanding for a scheduled tribe status is because they are claiming themselves as tribes who lost their land, who lost their culture, who lost their identity due to migration, as well as people coming from different outside states also. So they are saying that once if they get a scheduled tribe status, it will definitely help them preserve their ancestral land, their tradition, their culture, and also their language. And also, they are gently arguing that they were recognized as a tribal community before the merger of Manipur with India in 1949, and after the merge happened, they are saying that they are going to they lost the tribal status as such. Okay, now let us clearly understand why the other tribal community groups or why the other ethnic groups are opposing for the scheduled tribe. Like if Meiteis want to be a scheduled tribe, let them be a scheduled tribe also. Why others are opposing? Let us see or analyze one by one. So Meiteis are already in majority with respect to political. That is 40 out of 60 MLA seats are occupied by the by this Meitei community, and population wise also 64% of the population is occupied by the Meitei community also. So where will be the recognition for the tribal people? They fear that the tribals will be losing out in a recognition politically and also geographically or demographically. They are feeling they will be dejected out. So Meitei culture has recognition. So what the people are saying that tribal people are saying that this non-tribal people of Meiteis, they are although their language is already included in the 8th schedule of the constitution. What is the 8th schedule of the constitution? Please have a guess. Yes, friends. Yes, some of you have said it. That is, 8th schedule of a constitution gives recognition for 22 different languages like in our country. And in that, the Meitei language or the Manipuri language is also included. So, we can say that they already have a kind of a representation with respect to the 8th schedule of the constitution. So, there is no need of any kind of a thing as it. Not only that, in the Meitei class, in the Meitei ethnic group also, there is a kind of a subcaste or subdivisions as such. So there also we can see that many of them are already given the status of scheduled classes, and also OBC classes are there inside the Meitei ethnic group. So there is no need for the complete Meitei group to be included into the scheduled tribe. That is what the others are also opposing. Not only that, they are also saying there is more political influences for this kind of a people. Scheduled caste or scheduled tribe status will give more political influence over the hilly areas or the tribals. Okay, so if you give the scheduled tribal status to these people, it will be giving more political influences, and the tribals feel themselves to get dejected out of the scene when once this Meitei people are again getting a kind of a thing. So we can see that these Meiteis are the kind of a people who are having different castes or subsects as such. So that means they have Hindus as a majority people inside the Meitei community, and also the minority Muslim community is also there. That is 8% of the people are already Muslims inside the Meitei communities, whereas this Naga tribe, this Kuki tribe, these peoples mostly they are Christians. So this kind of religious differences are also there. Because of all these kind of elements, they are opposing each other with respect to it. Now we can see, we are seeing in the news and in the television and also in the press, print media, a lot of violence are being erupted in. What is the way forward? Right, so you should clearly able to understand as a civil service aspirant how we are going to suggest some way forward for this issue. That is, one of the most important thing that we have to do is that state government and the central government, they need to come up or engage in discussions and come up with some dialogue to maintain the law and order in the state with no more loss of lives. Not only that, being the stakeholders of the governance in any area, civil society and the media, they should not create much more havoc in the society. They should play a very constructive role in promoting peace and harmony inside the state system. Not only that, it is very important to inculcate tolerance for each other's culture, identity, and also people should definitely understand the need for a peaceful coexistence with respect to each other. Unless and until then only we will be able to move forward, or we'll be able to bring an end to this kind of a violence which is happening between the two of them. Okay, yes, shall we proceed further? We are going to the next topic. FDA approves first vaccine for respiratory syncytial virus. So what is this FDA? FDA means the Food and Drug Administration, not of India, but US Food and Drug Administration. They approved the first ever respiratory syncytial virus vaccine called as the RSV vaccine, which is developed by a UK company. So what is this RSV? RSV is called as respiratory syncytial virus, which is a common virus that can cause mild to severe respiratory illness with respect to breathing issues. Like to whom it is being caused? To young children as well as to older adults. So we should understand how it is getting transmitted through respiratory secretions, that is through coughing, through sneezing, all these kind of RSVs are getting transmitted. What are the symptoms? Coughing, wheezing, fever, runny nose and difficulty breathing, everything are the symptoms. And these are diagnosed through a respiratory sample which is tested in laboratory, and treatment is mainly supportive with respect to fluids, oxygen therapy, fever reducers, etc. So here we should clearly able to understand that there is a virus called as a respiratory syncytial virus which affects young children and older adults, which is being transmitted through respiratory secretions, and like we have come up with, or the US have accepted a vaccine against this respiratory syncytial virus. Till now we did not had any vaccine for that. So this is a kind of a good thing which we can say that is very sooner India will, there is a higher chances of probability that India will also adapt such kind of like a vaccine developed by the UK company, or we'll be going for an indigenous developed thing. Moving on to the next topic, India's first national water body census came in. So, who is going to release it? This is very, very important, students. That is the Ministry of Jal Shakti has released a report of India's first water body census. So, it is very important when it comes to the first water body census, which is being released by Ministry of Jal Shakti. Don't forget, it is Ministry of Jal Shakti which released a report. So, the census was conducted in the year 2018-19 and have enumerated or calculated more than 2.4 million water bodies across all states and union. That is 2.4 million water bodies have been enumerated or have been tabled then definitely there should be a definition for water body. What is a water body? Yes, with respect to mains, it is very, very important to know or define what is a water body. They are saying, or the census is saying, all natural or man-made units bounded on all sides with some or no masonry work that is used for storing water for irrigation or other purposes. Other purposes means industrial purposes, pisciculture, domestic or drinking purposes, recreation purposes, religious purposes, groundwater recharge, etc. All these kind of things will be treated as water bodies in this census. That is how we came to have 2.4 million water bodies across all states and union territories. What is the objective of this census? It is to develop a national database for all waters. Till now, we did not have a national database of all water bodies. There was no proper definition of what all should be included as a water bodies. Their size, their condition, the status of encroachments, their use, storage capacity, status of filling up of all storages. Everything have been started to come up now. Okay, now let us see some of the statistics which will be very useful for you to write it in essays or to write in mains answer writings, especially when it is coming to GS3 environment as it. Okay, that is, we can see almost among the total water bodies, 97.1% of the water bodies are found in rural areas. 2.9% of the water bodies are found in urban areas, and among the total water bodies of 2.4 million water bodies that we have identified, 59.5% of the water bodies are ponds, 15.7% of the water bodies are tanks, 12.1% of the water bodies are reservoirs, whereas the the water bodies that we have created as part of schemes, percolation tanks, or the so-called check dams, it contributes to 9.3%, and lakes contribute 0.9%, and all other kind of a small water body defined the kind of things, it is coming in the 2.5%. So you can have this pie chart in order to understand the distribution or percentage distribution of water bodies by type. Okay, so it will be really a good asset for you to understand and to write in the main census. Okay, now this census have given us some more important data for us to write very good answers in the mains, and also to give very good statistics in essay. That is, a leading state for water conservation scheme is Maharashtra, whereas West Bengal has the highest number of ponds and reservoirs, Andhra Pradesh has the highest number of tanks, Tamilnadu has the highest number of lakes, and about 1.6% of all the kind of enumerated ones which are mostly in the rural area, such kind of a water bodies face encroachments. Yes, nowadays encroachments is a kind of a menace. We can see that a lot of lakes and rivers are getting encroached for construction purposes. So of the total, or among the total kind of a thing, 1.6% of all the enumerated water bodies are facing encroachments. Among that, UP has the highest encroachments with about 40% of the water bodies are getting encroached. Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh are also facing encroachments. What is the significance of water census? Why we needed a water census after this much years of independence? One is assessment of water bodies. We should have a clear definition. We should have a clear database of how much water bodies are there. Then farm level water trading. That is, if we have to have a kind of a proper calculation with respect to how much water is being treated or being traded for farm activities, then for irrigation purpose, yes, etc. Then rural and urban area disparities and encroachment. How much water bodies are there in urban area? How much are there in rural area? How much encroachments do happen in the rural area, whether it happens more in urban area or not? So such kind of a database were very, very critical in the fight against encroachments on the water bodies. So gap between demand and supply of water, because in many areas we can see that demand of water will be much more high, where in cities like that of Bangalore or Chennai, but at the same time from where we will be able to meet the supply. So how we are going to reduce the demand and supply kind of a thing. For all this we need a clear cut enumeration or database of the same. So this census did really help us with that. Then facilitate water management. How we are going to facilitate water management? By creating more efficient policy framings and better implementation of schemes. By implementing the schemes better, by creating more efficient or by framing more efficient policies, we will be able to create better water management facilities also. Okay. Yes. Moving on to the question of the day, which of the following factors are considered while determining the inclusion of a language in the 8th schedule of the Constitution of India? And the options are the number of people who speak the language, the geographical spread of the language, the historical and cultural significance of the language, all of the above. The question is comparatively very simple. Just apply your common sense. So just understanding or reading out the options itself, we can see that we can't eliminate A, B or C. All the kind of options are very important and is necessitated once for determining a language to be included in the 8th schedule of the Constitution. So definitely all of the above, A, B and C, will be considered for the inclusion of a particular language in the 8th schedule of the Constitution of India. So option D, all of the above, is the right answer. So I hope that today's current affair video is clear to everyone, and I hope everyone is getting or feeling it as an asset for everyone. So please do comment your feedbacks and suggestions in the comment section below. So unless and until we meet next time, this is Prince J signing off. Thank you.